After seeing these amazing drift carts online, I knew I needed to build one. My first step was to lay out all the parts on the ground so I knew how big to build the frame. From there, I cut out all the pieces of steel I was going to need, clamped them down, made sure they were square, and then tacked it together. Then I went on to mounting the axle and the swing arm. I tried to make both as long as possible, because the longer the axle, the easier it'll be to not tip when drifting, and the longer the swing arm, the cushier the ride will feel because you can get more wheel travel out of the shop. And because it's going to be an off-road go-kart, we want it as cushy as possible. Now that the rear's long travel, we got to make the front. So I took the dual A-arms that I got off Amazon and I cut them in half, added some 1-inch tubing, tacked them together so they look nasty, but effectively got some long travel suspension out of it. Then I basically went around and tacked together every piece of spare steering component I had in the shop. First was the go-kart steering wheel with the 1-inch shafts and the 1-inch bearings. Then I had the spare heim joints, the spare tie rod ends that I put inside the 1-inch tube, and all that resulted in a setup that'll have some serious bump steer. All for part 2, where we finish the front suspension, do the rear brakes, and get all the controls finalized, and hopefully test drive.